everyone. We're here with Jason Stevenson, who's shaper of the stars, all sorts of famous surfers, but at the moment, none more important than world number 2 coming into Hawaii, Joel Parkinson. Bit nervous?
I have been a little bit. You know, there's always, it's the end of the year, and with the title race coming down to what it has, it's you know, it's probably, there's a little bit of butterflies for him, I suppose, and shaping his boards in the lead up to Hawaii has been a little bit of, I'm not going to say pressure because I do the same shit every day, so there has been pressure, but there's just been a little bit more interesting. It's been interesting, put it that way.
And we've heard rumours he's got like 40 odd surfboards over there.
I think I would have sent him probably in the vicinity of 20 something, and then he shipped boards from Portugal, just all his short boards, and Little Red got thrown in there. He could not take that. And then he took a bag of boards with him as well. Yeah, so you'd be probably going close, you know. So the place, if it gets swell, and he could go through half of those in 1 or 2 days. If Pipe was on. Yeah.
For sure. And touching on Portugal, the Super Tube Tuesday, was that a bit of a warm-up for Pipe? What sort of boards was he riding out there?
He rode 6.3s. I know he had a 6.6 with him, and I think he broke that on the big day, but he generally doesn't ride. He doesn't step up too much when it gets solid. He would have rode mainly a 6.3.
And what would be the biggest board he's taking over with him? Is that for Sunset? Or?
Yep, Sunset definitely. He got caught out last year. I made him a 7.6 this year, and he got caught out. He had to ride one of Luke's last year maybe in the quarters or semis. I forget where it was, and he didn't. That was when it was maxing out and washing through, and he didn't have anything big enough. His 7.0 was like a 6.2. And
final day at Pike, it's 10 foot and perfect. What board would he be riding dimensions wise?
If it's 10 foot and perfect, he'd be creaming his pants. If it was 10 foot and perfect, he'd be that excited. He wouldn't even know. I reckon he would ride probably 10 foot and perfect. I think he'd be riding around a 6.8. Yeah, you'd probably think that he'd be riding maybe something bigger, but if it was 10 foot, I think he'd be riding, 6.8 would probably be not a bad size. Yeah.
And there's a big wild card in the field this year, Andy Irons. Yeah. He rides a lot of your boards too. How do you reckon things will go if those two square up in the water?
I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that he comes up against everyone else but Andy, because Andy's Andy. He's just a seasoned Pipe winner. And I think that would be probably the worst case scenario. Being mates and all, I don't think that Andy would really take a back seat to him. He'd probably want to nail him because they are so competitive. At the end of the day, you want to win a Pipe, So that would be the worst case scenario for all of us. I just don't even want to talk about that. Yeah.
And have you noticed with those, a lot more guys are experimenting with shorter, wider boards this year. Has that come through in the orders as well? Is the layman coming in to order sort of fishier, boatier boards off you this year?
We went into this summer series type stuff, and we made stuff like Little Red, which is kind of to the end of the scale in its width and shortness.
What dimensions is it?
It's 5'8" by 19 and a half. Joel's Little Red, 19 and a quarter, 5'8", 19 and a quarter. So it's kind of mid-range. It's not really but I made, before that there was 5'8" by 19 and 3/4 and stuff like that, and Little Red evolved into, more an in-between. The common surfboard these days is it's not short and wide, and it's not what it was in a signature type model, but sits right in between it. It's a little bit shorter, a little bit wider, a little bit thicker. Its rockers are flatter, and I think the general public have really benefited from the mindset of as a shaper, and then the mindsets of the surfers themselves have really expanded. I suppose they're not so just, this is what it's got to be like, and this is, it's got to be a 6'2", 18 and a half, and that there's a whole range of boards now ridden for every conditions, and everyday public benefit from that.
And final question, it's the Monday leading into Christmas. You got a lot of orders to clear. The webcast's on. Joel wins the world title. straight back on the tools?
What do you reckon? Straight on the tools or straight on the piss? I'll give you. Nah. I won't be anywhere near this place.
You going over to Hawaii?
I'm actually being Hawaii, so there's guaranteed that I won't be on the tools. And if he wins a world title, which he will, then I'm sure that we'll be just sitting having a quiet drink, reflecting on it somewhere.
Fantastic. All right, Jason Stevenson, JS, thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.